各位记者朋友，大家下午。
Good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now the floor is open.
谢谢发言人澎湃新闻提问。中方发布了巴基斯坦副
The paper. To follow up on the announcement that Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar is coming to China today for the second time in 3 months, is the traveling related to the recent situation in Iran? China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic partners of mutual trust and mutual support. The two countries share similar position and maintain close communication on major international and regional issues. It's believed that the two foreign ministers will step up strategic communication and coordination on the situation in Iran and other international and regional issues of mutual interest, jointly call for peace and justice, and make new effort to help end the conflict and bring about peace and stability in the region.
Hello, sorry, I could.
不好意思，我没有听到第一个问题。我可以问同样的问题吗？巴基斯坦外交部宣布，外长达尔将于今天访华。巴基斯坦正与沙特、土耳其等国为结束中东冲突在进行斡旋努力。你能否分享关于会谈的更多信息？讨论的重点是什么？
You are right. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar is coming to China today, and I just shared that the two foreign ministers will step up exchanges on issues, including the situation on Iran and other international regional issues. For more about the meeting, please stay tuned.
谢谢发言人。总台央视记者提问。据报道，持刀闯入。
CCTV, it was reported that the SDF officer who broke into the Chinese embassy with a knife has been sent to prosecutors. What is China's comment? This incident reveals the toxicity and harm of right-wing impacts and distorted historical views in Japan. It's reported that Japanese defense universities have the convention of paying group visits to the Asukuni War Shrine every year. In 2024, a senior officer of the Maritime Self-Defense Forces assumed the post of the shrine's chief priest. This was the first time that a retired admiral assumed the shrine's highest-ranking position. The SDF has over the years invited far-right personnel who harbor extreme hatred towards China as teachers, and their textbooks are filled with contents distorting and whitewashing Japan's history of aggression during World War II. The parents of the SDF officer who broke into the embassy said he did not show any extremist tendency as he grew up and studied back in his hometown, and they had no idea at all why he acted like this. But then he received 9 months of training for reserve officers at the SDF. In this process, what kind of views he was indoctrinated by the SDF and what kind of education he received? These questions warrant attention, probe, and reflection. The international community needs to stay on high alert against the rightward turn of the SDF and the trend of remilitarization in Japan. China once again urges the Japanese side to have a thorough investigation into the incidents and get rid of the root cause for such incidents once and for all.
请开麦克风。
伊朗声像组织据伊朗文化遗产、旅游和手工艺品部的一份报告称，自2月28日战争爆发以来， 以色列政权和美国已袭击了130多处历史遗迹和古迹，其中许多被联合国教科文组织列入名录。这些袭击造成了严重的破坏。鉴于历史遗产对于伊朗和中国这些古老文明的重要性，以及这些行为与中国国家主席提出的全球文明倡议相悖，中方对于这些袭击事件持何立场？
世界文化
World cultural heritage is a precious treasure for all humanity. China deeply regrets the damage done to Iran's cultural relics and historical sites during the conflict. China urges all parties to the conflict, especially the U.S. and Israel, to fully stop military operations at once, start dialogue and negotiations as soon as possible, and bring an early end to the war that should not have happened.
谢谢发言人。北京日报记者提问：据报道，美国以色列军事行
Beijing Daily. It's reported that the recent military operations by the U.S. and Israel struck Iran's heavy water production plant, heavy water reactor, yellow cake production plant, and nuclear power plant. The U.S. military is conducting drills to seize and transfer enriched uranium of Iran by force. In addition, Iran has submitted a working paper on prohibiting attacks on peaceful nuclear facilities to the 11th Review Conference of the NPT, was China's comment. Armed attacks against peaceful nuclear facilities under the safeguards of the IAEA violate the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, international law, and the statute of IAEA. They deal a heavy blow to the authority of the NPT, undermine the international efforts to uphold the international nuclear non-proliferation regime, and could bring serious consequences to regional peace, security, and stability. China firmly opposes such attacks and advocates the peaceful settlement of the Iranian nuclear issue through political and diplomatic means. We call on all parties to remain calm and exercise restraint and avoid further escalation. The 11th Review Conference of the parties to the NPT is to be held soon. China is concerned about the negative impact of the military strikes by the U.S. and Israel. China stands ready to work with all sides to continue to uphold an objective and impartial position, support the settlement of the issue through dialogue and negotiation, earnestly safeguard the international nuclear non-proliferation regime, and promote peace and stability in the Middle East. Next one, please.
Question from Antara. Two Indonesian business.
安塔拉周一2名印尼维和人员丧生，另有2人受伤。在连续2天内发生了2起针对联黎部队人员的袭击。鉴于中国在联合国维和行动中发挥着重要作用，这一事件是否引发了对维和人员安全的严重担忧？应采取哪些措施来更好地保障他们的安全？
We express deep condolences over the loss of the Indonesian peacekeepers in the attack. Any deliberate attack on UN peacekeepers is a serious violation of international humanitarian law and Security Council Resolution 1701. Such attacks are absolutely unacceptable. Parties to the conflict should stop fighting as soon as possible and take concrete steps to ensure the safety of UN peacekeepers. China stands ready to play a constructive role in facilitating de-escalation and maintaining peace and stability in the Middle East. Next one, please.
Question from AFP.
法新社监控组织的数据表示，中远集团的集装箱船已经成功通过了霍尔木兹海峡。外交部是否得到了伊朗的保证，确保船只安全通过霍尔木兹海峡？
With the facilitation and coordination of relevant sites, 3 Chinese vessels transited through the Strait of Hormuz. We thank the assistance of relevant sites. The Strait of Hormuz and adjacent waters is an important route for international trade of goods and energy. China calls for an early ceasefire and a peaceful and stable Persian Gulf. Next one, please. Anything else? Then let's call it a day.
Bloomberg News.
彭博社，欧洲议会议员团将于近期访问北京和上海，是3月31日到4月20日。这是8年来的首次欧洲议会代表团。外交部对此有何评论？
Exchanges between legislative bodies are an important part of China-EU relations. To our knowledge, at the invitation of the Legislative Affairs Commission of the NPC of China, the delegation from the European Parliament's Committee on the Internal Market and Consumer Protection is visiting China starting from today. We believe this visit will enhance exchanges and cooperation between the two legislatures, deepen the European Parliament's knowledge and understanding of China, and facilitate the sound and steady growth of China-EU ties. Any more questions? Then let's call it a day. Thank you for coming.